All right, these are notes for Unit 3.2. So the definition of a relation is a set of ordered pairs. And there's lots of different ways we can write relations. It's kind of like I can write my last name in cursive. I can write my last name in all caps. I can write my last name in all lowercase. I can write it in bubble letters. There's all these different ways I can write my last name. That's what we're doing today. I'm going to show you all the different ways that we can write relations. So, we talked about this yesterday. The set of x values is the domain, and the set of y values is the range. All right, so I'm going to start out with this first ordered pair right here. And so my domain are going to be all the x's. All the x's are always in the front place. X, 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 x. So the domain, I do a squiggle, -3, -2, 1, 3, -3. But I've already written -3, so I don't have to write it twice. So I can just end with my squiggle right there. The range are all our y's. There, there, and there. So our range, I would do my squiggle in a pen, and I get 1, 0, 2, -4, and 5. Now, I'm going to take that information and I'm going to write it into a table. When I write it into a table, I just take all those x's and I'm going to write them down. -3, -2, 1, 3, and that -3 appeared twice, so I got to put it on my table. Now I'm just going to put their partners with them. So -3's partner is 1, -2 partner is 0, 2, -4, and 5. All right? So those are two ways I can write them like this with these. When I just tell you what the range and domain is, I can write it in a table. Now I'm going to show you how to map it. When you map it, you've got to put the numbers in order. So -3 is the smallest for the x's, -2, 1, 3, and then I have that other -3, but I don't have to write it again because I already have it. Now I need to put these y's into order. So the first one would be, -4. Next would be 0, 1, 2, and 5. So I just put all the y's in that circle. Now once they're in order, I connect them, who they go with. The -3 goes with a 1. So I draw an arrow to the 1. The -2 goes with the 0. Draw an arrow. The 1 goes with the 2. The 3 goes with the -4, so he goes all the way up to the top. And the -3, I just draw a second line. This one needs to go to the 5. That's how you map. Now, to graph, I'm just going to put all of those onto my table. I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, so the first one is -3, 1. That means I go -3 to the left and up 1, and that's my first point. My second point is -2, 0. That means I go toward the -2, 1, 2, and I don't go any down or up, so it's on the line. My next one is 1, 2. So I'm going to go to the right one because it's positive, and positive 2, up 2. My next one is 3, negative 4. So 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. So it's negative 4, so I go to a down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And the last one is negative 3, 5. So negative 3, that means I have to go to the left 3. 1, 2, 3. And positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what your graph should look like. Okay, on this next one, I just made all my x's red and all my y's blue. So my domains are my red ones. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 2, and 5. My ranges, negative 3, 4, negative 2. I've already written a 4 up here, so I'm not going to write that again. Negative 1. All right, now I'm going to put them into my table. I'm just going to go down that red line and write those in. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 2, and 5. Now I'm going to go down and match it up with the correct blue one. Negative 2 goes with negative 3. Negative 1 goes with 4. 0 goes with negative 2. 2 goes with 4. And 5 goes with negative 1. Now I'm going to put it into my map. Remember, when we map it, we need to put these in order, and we only write them twice. You're in luck, the reds are already in order. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 2, and 5. My blues, let's look at them. I've got negative 3, then would come negative 2, negative 1, and the 4 is in there twice, so I'm only going to write it once. Now all I do is draw an arrow to match them up. Negative 2 goes with negative 3. Negative 1 goes with the 4. 0 goes with negative 2. 2 goes with 4. He gets 2 arrows. And 5 goes to negative 1. Now we're going to graph it. I'm going to put the dots on mine, and then I want you to double check yours. Okay, pause your video for a second and make sure that you have dots in all the same places I have dots. All right, copy what I've written down. For domain, I wrote how far a line goes left and right, and for range, I wrote how far a line goes up and down. This can be confusing, so just hold tight and watch a couple of them, and I think it'll begin to make sense after a while. So for domain, you scan your pencil left to right along the x-axis. For range, you scan your pencil top to bottom along the y-axis. All right, so I like to look at the arrows. So if you look at the arrows on the ends of these lines, they are going up, well, first we're going to go right or left. They're going, it's going in a diagonal, but it's going right, and it's going to go right forever, and it's going to the left and up, so it's going to go left forever. When I have an arrow that's going forever left and right, even if it's not straight, but it's still tilted to the right or the left, the answer for my domain is all real numbers. There's a shortcut so you don't have to write the word all real numbers over and over again. That's your shortcut. A two-lined R. That means all real numbers. All right, the Y. The range, it's going up into the right forever, and it's going up into the left forever. But it starts right here on this red dot. It doesn't go any lower than that. The line never goes any lower than that. So your range, it's -2 is as low as it'll go. And -2 is as low as it'll go. And it's going to be bigger than that. The arrows are going up from -2. So y is going to be greater than or equal to -2. Let's look at this next one. There's no arrows anywhere on this circle. So that tells me that it's going to have end points. So now is when I start following the line from left to right. So I follow and I come right here. I touch the line on this edge right here. So that's going to be my first x. 1, 2, 3. -3. We're working on our x. And as I follow it more, I touch the line again right here on +3. So this circle is within these 2 points. So it's like when we were writing the interval notation. I'm going to write -3 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. The y's are going to be the same way because it doesn't have any arrows. So if I start at the bottom, I start at the top. I like to start at the bottom. Let's start at the bottom and go up. I come to that first point, which is a -3. So -3. And then I keep going. And the next time the line crosses it is up here at +3. And then I use those same less than or equal to, less than or equal to. On number 3, this line is going forever down and to the right, and it's going forever up and to the left. So there is no limit, because it's not bent, there is no limit to how far left or right it's going to go. It's going to go forever. When anything goes forever, it's all real numbers. But it's also, since it's going up and to the left and down and to the right, it's going up and down forever too. So that one is also all real numbers. All right, this one, it's going down with a little tilt to the left and a little tilt to the right. But it'll eventually cover all of left and all of right. So that means our domain are all real numbers, but our y has a limit. If I was reading, and I start at the top and I'm going down, it is top to bottom. You should write that in the very beginning. I come to that dot right there. That's where it starts. That's where my line is the first place it touches the y. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it touches the y at 4. And then these lines are going down. So that means y is going to be less than or equal to 4. Up at the top, yeah, it says, I don't know, whatever. Okay, this one is going to have limits, just like my circle, exactly like my circle had limits. Because when I go across this x and I'm reading, I come to that edge. That's a -1. I keep reading, and I come to that edge, and that's a +5. I put my x in the middle and my less than or equals to. The y is going to be the same way. I'm reading, and the lowest point it comes to is right there at -3. And when I keep reading, the highest point it comes to is right there at +3. All right, let's look at this one. This one is forever going up and to the right and forever going down and to the left. If I'm forever going right and left, I'm all real numbers. If I'm forever going up and down, I'm all real numbers. All right, turn the page. Number 7, these arrows are going to go forever, but they're making a pattern as they go. So to the left and the right, that wavelength is just going to wave on and on and on. So to the left and to the right for our domain, it's all real numbers. But there is a limit to how high the waves go and how low the waves go. So the lowest point the waves go would be 1, 2, 3, -3. The highest point the wave will go, 1, 2, is a 2. So -3 less than equal to y less than equal to 2. I'm going to start with the range on this one because this one is gradually going up forever and gradually going down forever. So my ranges are all real numbers, but both of these, it's gradually up to the right, gradually down to the right. That means that there is a place on that x-axis where it starts. So if I was reading, when I get to my dot, that's at -1, and x is going to be greater than or equal to -1. All right, this one, number 9, it's going to go up forever and it's going down forever. So my ups and downs are all real numbers, but it's a straight up and down line. So it only crosses that x at that one place. So x is going to equal 2 because it's not curved. The range is similar. It's going to the right and to the left forever. So our domain are all real numbers, but it's only on this one line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So y equals -4. I need you to copy all of these notes, complete the other little part on the first page that I told you to complete. You need to send me a picture of all this work so I can know that you've done it. I also need you to do Q1 and Q2 in IXL Algebra 1, okay? Some of you did not do G1 the other day, so I need these 3 IXLs done for sure this week. Q2, Q1, G1. Thank you. Bye.